type of team they are, we already know it's a hard-nosed team. These are, to me, we're two juggernauts that are just going to be swinging at each other.
Oh, four-wheel.
It's not that. It's all the other stuff. It's all the interview requests. It's all the, hey, you look at all the plays you made in this game. You are the best player on their team. What are you going to do this week? Don't you think you need the ball more? It's all the...
Dan Campbell from Sony. Yeah.
What's up?
Nothing. I'm just went to the gas station.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I had to grab my cord and I just got back to the truck.
All right.
So are you
See you
leaving?
down there around 9:30.
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, cool, man.
We'll see you there.
All right, see you.
their teams
Okay.
do.
All right.
But what I'm saying is, it would be good to get a step back away from our crowd, because knowing what the Super Bowl will be such a letdown after being at Ford Field for 2 weeks. So this will be good. This will prep us after that.
What's the prep and the performance been like for Jared Goff through these couple of playoff games?
For the 2 playoff games?
Yeah, I mean, the question, you're not going to please everybody, but there's been a lot of people that said, hey, for us to buy into Jared Goff, he's got to win some playoff games. I think it's ridiculous. I think he's performed well since he's been here. He's continued to improve. We've talked about that, but what are you seeing? How is he leading this team? Because you got to have leadership from that position.
So this is no, I know where you're going, but it's all right, hey, look, if Jared Goff wins a wild card game, all right, I'm buying in. Okay, all right, great, that was a good win. Now, if he wins the divisional, I'm all in. All right, great. Now, if he wins the NFC Championship game, if he really does that, then I'll definitely be all in. But here's what I'd say. These first 2 weeks, being with him, being around him, if anything, the intensity and his urgency has gone up, and it was at a high level during the season, so that to me is, it's not something you're worried about his nerves, you're worried about, man, is it going to be too much? I thought he handled everything really well, and I said this before, he's very process-oriented, and it's about his structure, man, and it's about detail, discipline, it's about, this is how we're doing things every day of the week. We got our base, we got our third down, we got a red zone, this is what I need to look out for, and look, we loaded him up last week. We put a lot on his plate for that Tampa game because of all they do on defense, and man, he handled it beautifully. So he's in a great place. He's exactly where you would want your leader, your captain, your team on offense to be at, and I would not anticipate anything different this week. And I love the fact that he's faced San Francisco numerous times in Shanahan. I know it's a different team. I know it's a different coordinator. I just think it's good. He's been to this stadium. He understands what it is.
For a lot of the fans, the quote-unquote cliche whipping boy for this team right now is Cam Sutton. Have you said anything to him to maybe prop him up, or is he as confident as all cornerbacks are, even though he's been beaten a few times?
Listen, that's the nature of playing the position. And if you're a quarterback or cornerbacks, we talk about it all the time, you got to have a short-term memory, and things are going to happen, and the most important thing in those positions is to bounce back. And all we care about is, man, you go back and compete on the next one. You fight, you wrestle, just like he did last week at the Rams in a critical third down. He comes away with that play, makes a huge play on Puka. And that's what it's about here. And we'll mix the coverages. He'll do what he does. Cam's going to be just fine.
All right, San Francisco, good defense, really good offense. How do you prepare for them? What are some of the challenges you guys face?
Well, it goes without saying, this is a team with attitude. This is a hard-nosed team. They play physical style, offense, defense.
It's just slush.
A ton of eye candy.
Slushy.
The turbo motions, they block these tight ends, they block the wide zone, they pitch it to McCaffrey. He does a great job. He's got unbelievable vision, setting up blocks, puts his foot in the ground. You give him a crease, you go. Defensively, man, population of football. We have to play with our hair on fire. We have to be relentless, and everybody's got to be around it. We'll have some things in to hopefully help neutralize some of this, but you can't take everything away that they do. Shanahan, to me, is one of the best in this league. at preparing game plans and trying to attack your weaknesses. So, but the great equalizer is population and getting takeaways. And then for us, this defense,
We'll be back in no time.
we really haven't played defense like this since the Jets last year. This is, you know,
Yep.
if you're the part of the D line,
So
they
that
got
you'll have
their
your
rear
four-wheel
up in
on.
the air, their face is about an inch off the ground, and they are just shooting the gaps, penetrating, all out. They're not deviating, disruption. You know, this is aggressive style defense. These corners will get up in your receiver's face. They're going to challenge you nonstop. They run, they hit. However, relative to what we saw last week with Tampa, this is a calm defense. It's not near as, all right, here comes the pressure this way, or they disguising this, or you kind of have a pretty good idea where they're going to be at. They're just saying they're better than you, and they're going to play harder than you.
And their linebackers are incredible, aren't they?
Yeah, they cover a lot of ground, and look, they put out a lot of fires. So it's an excellent roster. These guys play hard. They're well coached. They're disciplined. And look, it goes without saying, we know this. We're going to have to play our best game. And we're going to have to play our best game in all three phases to win this game. But that's possible.
I assume you guys prepare like Debo's going to be 100%, correct?
Yeah, we got to prepare for him. You know, we'll gauge it as we see it. But, I mean, we can't. You can't go in that game and say, well, we're not going to worry about Debo, and then he plays. You're in trouble. I mean, you're in trouble when he does play. So yeah, we're going to prepare as if he's going, and we'll be able to adjust the other way. It's a lot easier to adjust with him not there than it is the other way.
Well, you guys are America's team, whether you want to take that mantra or not. But you know, we had Peter King on earlier talking about the Wall Street Journal, headlines of some of the papers. Do you have any sense of what this team is, the following outside of Detroit? We know you're Detroit's team, obviously, but all America's rooting for the Lions because they love the underdog story.
Well, I guess we've made it since we're on the Wall Street Journal, right?
Yeah, or the GQ, right?
No, look, it's right now. All we care about is just playing good football, man. Playing for one another. We love where the city of Detroit has been, and man, they've had our back, and it's been good to be home. And what a special moment all of this has been, but it's not over. And so look, if other people are enjoying watching us play, of course we're all over that. You're welcome. As long as you aren't bashing us early.
There's a lot of those.
Oh, man.
I'm sure you got some receipts. I'd love to hear those after the season. But, hey, I will say this. It's been a hell of a ride. We are loving every single minute of it. So thank you, and best of luck in San Francisco.
And hopefully we'll talk to you next week.
All right, appreciate it, guys. Talk to you later.
Yep, Dan Campbell, head coach of your Detroit Lions. Stoney and Jansen, 97-1 the ticket.
Hey, the slippery winter season is here, and today's a great example of it. So whether your injury is a result of an auto accident or a slip and fall during the winter months, there's only one attorney out there who can give you the best personal service you need and deserve, and that's injury attorney David Femininio. I've told you before, if you're injured in Michigan, you need to call David Femininio to get David and get paid. David can be reached anytime on his website. That's getdavidgetpaid.com, or you can give him a call directly, 855-65-CRASH. Getdavidgetpaid.com, 855-65-CRASH.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ 24-hour traffic center, sponsored by Avis Ford, a laundry list of delays. Eastbound 94 and 475 exit, huge potholes swallowing up cars, right lane, more than 6 cars off to the area. Southbound 275 at Michigan Avenue, left shoulder is blocked. At northbound I-275 after M14. Slow down across that area. Accident blocking out the left lane, left shoulder, and right lane. They're not kidding when they say they can get you the absolute lowest prices and lease payments in Metro Detroit, because Avis Ford has a huge inventory. Dozens and dozens of 2023 courtesy vehicles, including Broncos, F-150s, and Edges. You will love your Avis Ford. Call 1-800-SHOP-FORD and Val Berry with traffic.
97.1 The Ticket would like to remind you that when you text the ticket, standard text messaging rates apply.
Think you know playoff football? Answer 3 questions correctly. BetMGM's challenge.
today.
You could win a share of $1 million in
I will
bonus bets.
tomorrow.
Simply log into your existing BetMGM account and access the free-to-play $1 million playoff football challenge. Then submit your
And a
entry
bonus
by
on
answering 3
Sunday at
questions
home.
about the pro football playoffs each week. If you get all 3 correct, you could win a share of $1 million in bonus bets. Experience the playoffs like never before with BetMGM's challenge. Then keep the action going with same-game parlays, live betting, and boosted odds specials for the biggest gridiron showdowns all month long. No one does playoff football like the king of sportsbooks. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Michigan only. Existing customer offer. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets. Gambling problem?
Queen
Call
bee will have to turn this way.
1-800-270-7117 for confidential help.
Are you ready for some big news, Michigan?
She has to go the
drum roll,
fast
please.
way.
Teledog
Yeah,
Health
she
is
will
now
have to
covered
turn
by
this
most
way.
major insurers in Michigan. Why is that a big deal? Because Teladoc Health brings together all of your healthcare needs into one place. Primary care, mental health counseling, and 24/7 care where you can connect with someone at any time, day or night. Teladoc is accessible via phone, online, or app. It's healthcare on your terms. Get started at teladochealth.com. That's TELADOC health.com.
Green Day presents the Saviors Tour. Live in Detroit, Comerica Park, September 4th. Performing Bert Dookie and American Idiot in their entirety, plus fan favorites and tracks from their new album Saviors, with the Smashing Pumpkins, Rancid, and the Linda Lindas. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Green Day, the Saviors Tour, fueled by Monster Energy.
Are your ED meds no longer working to your satisfaction? Comprehensive Urology has the latest non-invasive treatments to maximize your sexual function. Call 1-888-UROLOGY or go to urologist.org to make an appointment with a board-certified expert physician.
And turn blinker on with your ring. Ready?
1877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Now, during Staples Print Big Sale, get $20 off your print purchase of $100 or more, $50 off your print purchase of $200 or more, and $100 off your print purchase of $300 or more. So the more you print at Staples, the more you save. To demonstrate, print at Staples, you save. But if you print at Staples, you save. See how that works? Staples Print Big Sale. Print more, save more. Up to $100. Ends 2/10. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Let's take a moment to appreciate our sweet children, loving grandparents, and eternal soulmates. Now let's use them to save money on wireless. Because with the Straight Talk Silver Plan, you get 4 lines for just $25 a month with unlimited data and no contracts. Thanks, kids. They're finally worth it.
And now get a Samsung Galaxy A14 included when you buy an extended Silver Unlimited plan. Find us at straighttalk.com. For data management practices and additional terms, visit straighttalk.com. Device offer ends 4/14/24. Online only, excludes taxes and fees.
Nachos! Hey, I'll take some. And some Frank's Red Hot.
Nah.
You're just gonna eat these boring nachos with no flavor. Frank it up! Frank it up! This guy finally gets it.
It's the perfect blend of flavor and heat. Frank's Red Hot. I put that on everything.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing. Together millions of things for our planet. Resolve to recycle more. Recycle paper, bottles, and cans directly, and recycle old clothes by donating them. When we each share one thing, it becomes a million things for our planet. What's your one thing?
Your opinion matters. Call the D Las Vegas 97.1 The Ticket Studio line at 248-539-9797. Book your stay at the D by visiting thed.com. The D Las Vegas, the home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
The Detroit Red Wings host the Dallas Stars. Weekends tonight at 6:45 on 97.1 The Ticket.
Oh, I hope we get to talk to Dan Campbell for a few more weeks.
Heck yeah.
I know. They can do it. I mean, I'm going to pick them or not. We'll see how the week develops. You never know who gets injured in practice, which to me is bizarre, but it happens.
Yeah.
Especially, not because most of these practices this late in the season, they're like non-hitting, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that on Monday with TJ. It's trying to get Zach Ertz up and going, or James Houston, back into football shape. It's near impossible at this time of year because you're not going to have any full speed contact practice.
Right. Just us.
What's your gut on Ertz? You think he'll be suited up?
I do. I think I'd be surprised if he's not, just because
if
there
one of the
are
other guys
too many.
One of the other guys gets hurt.
Well, if Laporta goes down, you don't want to have no tight end.
Right, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
They'll probably have the first. They'll probably carry 3, I would assume. Right?
Yeah, but I mean, you're talking about guys that you actually want to see in the game. That's.
My Persker family, that's Jansen, J-A-N-S.
Yeah, but you're talking about a guy that's got great experience, and that experience won't pay off in terms of spreading that around to the team, but it will pay off in regards to preparation for this game. A vet that can come in, learn a system, learn it enough in the terminology to be able to go out there and be productive.
248-539-9797. I do want to mention Jeremy Fowler of ESPN tweeted out yesterday. It was kind of controversial, not this tweet, but what I'm going to talk about. Good chance the touchback rule for fumbling through the end zone will be changed this offseason. Momentum behind NFL correcting it. Penalty considered by many to be too harsh. And you had the situation in the Chiefs game where Hardman was reaching for it. Actually, it was a really good defensive play. Actually, he wasn't even reaching that much. A defensive player made a really good play. Fumble through the end zone on the other side of the pylon. So, obviously, Buffalo takes over, and they get the ball at the 20-yard line. There are a lot of people, and I'm one of them, who believes that it's a little too penal for something like that.
Yep, just in case.
Whereas if the ball goes, out of bounds
that was
at the 1, they still take possession. So there's talking about
just in case.
Look, if you fumble the ball, whether it's by your own reaching or somebody knocks it out of play, the defense shouldn't be penalized basically for the offense messing up. So I understand that part of it. I've heard people talk about, well, maybe they can do a reverse touchback where the offense still keeps the ball, but it's moved back to the 20-yard line. And I think that would actually be a very interesting compromise where you don't lose possession, but you don't get the benefit of having the ball at the 1-yard line either.
No rush
coming back. On that?
Well, I don't have a problem with the rule. And I understand that it's a harsh penalty.
Right.
Nope.
But, I mean, the stakes get higher down on the 1-yard line. So the stakes get higher in every facet of the game. If you fumble the ball out of the end zone, and it doesn't matter which end, if it goes out the end zone, end line of the end zone, or the sideline of the end zone, it's a touchback. The other team gets the ball at the 20-yard line. I understand how harsh that seems, but if you don't, you're giving up as a defense. If you force that fumble, you've earned the right to get the ball at the 20-yard line for your offense. If you don't, the other team gets 6 points.
How about, let's think from compromise. I think the rule will be changed, but I don't know how they're going to do it.
Right, that's the question. So if you don't, I'm not a proponent of changing it, so I haven't come up with a suggestion. Something.
So what do you think of my suggestion?
You get the ball at the 20, it's first and goal, or second, whatever the down
First and goal at the 20.
No, well, okay, so if it's fourth down and you fumble the ball out of the back, that's a bad example. If it's third down and you fumble the ball out of the end zone, you get first and goal at the 20?
At the 20, first and goal.
Fourth down at the 20.
Okay, well, that
don't give you a first down on it.
Okay, that's fair. How about this? Another compromise. The defense gets the ball, but they don't get it to 20. They get it to like the 1 or 2 yard line, where the ball basically went out of bounds, or through the goal, the end zone at the 1 yard line.
Or you could say at a minimum they get it at the 1. Like you pass interference in the end zone, you get it at the 1.
Right.
Or hey, you get it at the defense gets the ball at the spot of the foul, or at the spot of the fumble.
Right, that's what I'm
so
saying.
If you fumble it at the 4-yard line,
You get
and
it
it
at the
goes
4.
you get it at the 4.
Yes.
But you can't be at the 1-inch line.
Okay, right.
It'd be with the 1.
1 yard line. That's
yeah, minimum.
I like
well,
that.
I would even say 2.
Yeah.
Because you got to have a benefit. You don't want to put your offense in that position. I mean, I would say 2.
I think the argument for a change here is that the defense never actually takes possession of the football.
Right.
You know, and to me, that's the argument for it. I'm not for this change. I'm fine with the rule the way it is. They're always trying to make everything so fair. What? This has been in place forever. We don't need to make this change. Like John said, guess what? The end zone is part of the defense. It's harder to score the closer you get.
Yeah, and the reward, if you do, is obviously a touchdown, 6 points. Mm-hmm. The reward for the defense of forcing a fumble is if you fumble out of the back of the end zone, we get the ball.
Correct.
And I don't see a problem with that.
248-539-9797. But it's weird because if the defense makes the play, so sometimes it goes, through the end zone real close, another like half a yard earlier, it would still be the offense's ball because it wasn't in the end zone. So
you know the rule going in.
No, I know it's the rule, but that's what I'm saying. It's just weird that the change of possession would happen by a half of a yard.
I know. You know what's
the way
really
the ball
weird?
bounced.
You know what's really weird too is if you're down on the 1-inch line, you don't get 6 points. But if it's 1 inch further, you get 6 points.
Well, but they changed.
I mean that line of demarcation. If it's 4th down and you come up an inch short, my God. I mean, the difference between that and the arbitrary, I mean, let's put chips in the ball so we can make sure to take rid of that arbitrary position that the official puts it in. Like, that's part of the game of football.
I know, but they change rules.
It's a game of inches. Have you ever heard that saying before?
They change rules all the time. I mean, if it was up to me, I'd bring the kickback.
I'd get rid of kickers. That's what we're talking about.
Well, I'd bring the kickoff back 5 yards so we could actually have returns every once in a while. I understand the safety issues, but there's nothing worse. Start of the game, the whole crowd's pumped up, and so nothing's happening. We're standing up, we're all revved up for what? Nothing.
Yes. Well, I think fans have become educated enough that they save a little juice for actual first down.
Yeah, especially when they're told. All right, our telephone number is 248-539-9797.
I know that some of you guys are finding yourself wearing a hat more and more often, or you're turning off your camera on Zoom calls. Well, now is the time to deal with your hair loss, and it's time to talk to the guy who wrote the book on it, literally. Dr. Bergowitz at Michigan Hair Restoration is Michigan's #1 hair restoration specialist. Dr. B will restore your hair and your confidence, just like he's done for thousands of guys over the years. Just check out his Google reviews. All his patients talk about how much younger and more confident they feel after their procedure, how happy they are with their results, many even saying that it's the best decision and investment that they've ever made. Michigan Hair Restoration has so many more options than just hair transplants. Dr. B has lots of natural remedies as well. Plus, he has treatment plans that fit almost every budget. And right now, they've got a special you can't miss. Call and book your consult and speak to Maria, mention 97.1, and get a complimentary natural hair remedy treatment valued at $1,000 at your consultation. It's your gift from Dr. B, and he's never offered this before, so call today. Download Dr. B's Ultimate Guide to Hair Loss and Restoration at MichiganHairRestoration.com. That's MichiganHairRestoration.com.
Odyssey Detroit and Amish Direct Furniture would like to congratulate the Detroit Lions on their playoff berth and their first playoff victory in over 30 years, as well as much continued success forward down the field. Go Lions!
Coming to Apple TV Plus on January 26th.
We came from every corner of the country to bring the war to Hitler's doorstep.
Starring a stellar cast led by Academy Award nominee Austin Butler, Callum Turner, and Anthony Boyle.
You'll be in charge of 350 air crewmen, boys who have yet to experience combat.
Let's rack them up and knock them down. From the executive producers of Band of Brothers and The Pacific.
I'm gonna bet on anything. I'm gonna bet on us.
Masters of the Air, only on Apple TV Plus.
With me is Amelia Rice, Junior Purchasing Agent with Global Automotive Supplier Multimatic. Amelia, how does Applied Innovation benefit Multimatic?
Applied Innovation partners with us to determine the most effective path for our team to keep growing while maximizing the life cycles of our current office equipment and helping us choose our best options for replacement equipment and new equipment.
And Applied Innovation keeps you up and running.
Yeah, being able to reach out to them and have them on call when we need them and having the customer service that they provide has been great.
What do you tell others about Applied Innovation?
That they're great and that if they want their business to keep running smoothly as far as communications go, then they'll choose Applied Innovation.
Want your communications and business to run smoothly? Call Applied Innovation today, 800-521-0983, or visit appliedyinnovation.com. Applied Innovation, your single source provider for all your business technology needs. Applied Innovation, fast, friendly, amazing.
Can't sleep with this cold.
Honey.
Honey?
Honey. You need NyQuil Severe Honey. NyQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a dreamy honey taste. Feeling better, honey? Honey? I'll take that as a yes. Try NyQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu symptom relief. NyQuil Severe with honey flavor. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever. Honeylicious, best sleep with a cold medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Don't miss out on limited time appliance deals during the closeout event at Lowe's. Get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an extra $100 when you spend $999 or more on all major appliances. Hurry, these deals are too good to last long. Shop in-store or online today because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid 1/4 through 1/24. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for details.
This hour of instant feedback brought to you by Mike Capura of National Benefit Plans. For affordable life insurance, log on to nbthealth.com.
It's Championship Week on 97.1 The Ticket.
248-539-9797. If you missed our conversation with Dan Campbell, we'll replay it at 9:35, or you can listen to it on the app, the Odyssey app. Go to our show page, and you can listen to anything that you might have missed from our show, any of the other shows, and also, listen to the podcast. The newest Necessary Roughness dropped yesterday with John and TJ. Also, you got Cash the Ticket, Five-Star Zone, Can Collects, Bustin' Balls, and Restore the Floor. Myself and Evan Jenkins. And our last one, we had a really nice conversation with the legend himself, George Blaha. And he was a little more frank about what's going on with the Pistons than I thought he'd be. But it was a lot of memory lane stuff, to be quite honest with you. So that's really good if you're a long-time Piston fan. All right, John, you and I, and we've talked about it endlessly, are not exactly fans of the Dallas Cowboys.
No, and since they have obviously exited the playoffs, it's been very fun to watch everything go on from how is Jerry Jones going to react? Is he going to keep Mike McCarthy? Well, ultimately they've met. They've decided to keep him. Dak Prescott, that's going to be a conversation because I've been very vocal. I'm not a big Dak Prescott fan. I think he's a good leader. I think he's a decent quarterback, but when it comes down to it, he is not the guy that's going to take you to the promised land. And his performance at the end of the season, as well as in the playoff, has come under scrutiny of certain Dallas Cowboy family members.
It's unbelievable.
It's so much fun to watch.
Go ahead.
CeeDee Lamb's mother, Lita Ramirez, posted, Dak isn't it. Okay.
She didn't post that after the Lion game, did she?
No. Micah Parsons' brother, Terrence Jr., posted, take $40 million or pack your bags about Dak Prescott. All right, and obviously meaning he needs to take a little pay cut so they can pay some other guys, and he might not be worth what he's making. Dak Prescott's own brother, Tad, posted, trust me, if I could get Dak to leave Dallas, I would. But there's a lot of drama going on behind the scenes. And I know Micah Parsons sent out a tweet. I don't have it in front of me, but he paraphrased, hey, those tweets made by my brother are not those made by me. If I've got something to say, you guys know I'm going to say it.
And he's true. It's right. He does.
Yeah. but it's fun to watch.
I mean,
it's like a slow motion train wreck.
It's the history of this franchise. Even when you go back to years and years, I mean, it's always something. Whether it's, I don't know, Nate Newton with like 400 pounds of marijuana in his car, and the White House where they used to hang out and do blow during the glory days. It's always something. Jimmy versus Jerry, and then Barry Switzer. It's always something with the Cowboys.
A lot of drama.
And that's why
everything's bigger.
People love watching them, and people sometimes, like me, we love hating them.
Oh, yeah.
It's stuff like this, though, man, that just goes next level with the social post.
Yeah.
Well, back then they didn't have to deal with that. Can you imagine?
Oh, Lord.
I mean, can you imagine some of the things that they used to do, and then that gets posted at
camera
club,
phones.
Oh my God,
strip club, and all that stuff. That they. This is unbelievable, though. The back and I'm sitting here whatnot. Like, can that come back from this? Like, seriously, Michael Parsons already put out a statement. And the other thing too is that what I hate about this in social media and teams and stuff is, like, why do we know who Jackson Mahomes is? Why do we know who Lito Ramirez is?
Right.
Why do we know who Tad Prescott is? I miss...
I wonder what his name is. Paul?
Terrence Parsons.
One of my favorite, one of my favorite pitchers of all time was Dick Paul.
I'm not going to go down the name list again.
I know.
But we got a couple coming up in the next couple of years that are remarkable, but we'll get to those as time allows.
We should be thankful, because as much as we would make fun of, like, Kelly Stafford, she really never got into team politics or anything like that, at all. You never heard her criticize players or anything like that. I mean,
she never posted we need to get out of here before they got out of here.
No, right.
Obviously they wanted to. They played it politically correct, I guess is what you want to call it.
Yeah, but even what's her name?
Things professionally.
What's her name? Giselle. Remember when at the Super Bowl, she blamed Wes Welker for dropping the ball and all? I mean, we've never had that at all. Never the Super Bowl, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. We had plenty of players who had flags.
Our own issues.
Yes.
I mean, we may not have supermodel wives tweeting at the time, or famous girlfriends tweeting, but we do have our own issues.
We do have supermodel wives.
Oh yes.
So John, seriously, what if Matt Jansen did this? I knew I'd figure it back.
Yes, Principal Jansen?
Yes. I think Harbaugh should be fired. Matt Jansen, brother of John.
Yeah.
Like Stoney put in, he's gonna step down to a lesser role around here in about a month or whatever, and Matt Jansen's like, yeah, that's my brother driving him out of here. So I'm like, what? You have a firestorm on your hands.
It's about time John did something right, getting rid of that Stone guy.
Finally, they punished Stoney for sleeping with his sister. Can you imagine?
Yeah, I mean, still not on the level of any of this going on. So yeah, I mean, locally here, and and Stoney would be just like, hey.
I mean, we've had,
Is what it is. Sorry, man.
He lets everything play out.
Yeah. We had what? We had Kate Upton sightings in bars and things like that. Obviously, Anna Kournikova, and but there was no
tweeting we want out of Detroit or blaming a teammate. Maybe Kelly didn't even throw pretzels until she got to L.A.
Right, exactly. That's what California does to you.
Yes.
We'll talk about this in Dallas. I mean, how much people care here. But we did talk a lot about J-Mo's dislike of LeBron.
Right.
And that can be damaging in a locker room.
It can be, and that's where it needs to be addressed. Now, obviously, Micah Parsons addressed this publicly, but it needs to be talked about. And CeeDee Lamb, all right, your mom tweeted this. Is she getting that? Is that just a mom's opinion? You need to throw my son the ball more. If he had the ball, we would have won. All those different things. Or is he hearing that? Is she hearing that from CeeDee Lamb?
I love your imitation of CeeDee Lamb's mom.
You know what I would argue is that these people are They're leaving. These people are living in the social media storm, and they're seeing all these posts about Dak, and it's his fault, and then they hit send.
Yeah.
Hitting send's not always a very good thing. Most of the time, it's not.
Right.
So when the Lions play the Chiefs,
type it out, wait 10 minutes, and then decide if you want to hit send.
So when the Lions play the Chiefs, we got to get some Lions fans on a mission to do something with Jackson Mahomes to create a distraction.
He's kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
Since
Oh, he'll be back. Don't worry.
that
Oh,
Mars
you
thing.
think he's not going to show his face if they get to the Super Bowl?
I don't know. I think old Patrick may have had a very tight discussion with Jackson. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because did we ever find out what happened with that case? I mean,
I thought it was dismissed, if I'm not mistaken. But
I don't know, but that
quote me on
was,
it.
yeah.
Look,
not a good look.
Well, Jackson Mahomes is,
Say the least.
is basically, nobody cares about him with the Chiefs because they got Taylor Swift. I mean,
well, I mean, that's an upgrade. Yeah, if we're talking about Jackson Mahomes versus Taylor Swift, I'm talking about Taylor Swift all day.
Right. Controversy on TMZ. Jackson Mahomes caught trying to grope Taylor Swift.
Oh.
He's already done it in a bar, so.
Well, not to her.
Right.
That's a completely different level.
Can you
want to talk
imagine
about
that
the
divisiveness?
Swifties? Oh, man, the Swifties would be all over that.
Oh, my God.
He would need a personal protection vest, everything.
Right. So if the Lions win and the Chiefs win, we should have come up with something like Taylor Swift distraction that would filter to Kelsey, and we get it distracted.
I already said that yesterday. Eminem needs to drop a rap of that Wednesday leading up to the game and just create a firestorm. Game, set, match rap. He should be working on it.
I'm sure he is. I have confidence.
Actually, the two of them should play at halftime instead of Usher.
Instead of Usher, I know. I mean, how did that happen? Somebody just didn't. Must have been option number 5.
Usher is very popular. Not a huge fan, but he's very popular. Seems like a great guy with him.
Oh, that's great.
Our telephone number is 348-539-97.
Refill the principal.
Planet Fitness. You talk about great. Planet Fitness is the best. The judgment-free zone. And they have their sales going on. 24 cents, the big fitness energy sale for 2024. And I love going to Planet Fitness. Why? It gets me in good shape, both physically and mentally. I'm the cardio person. Love getting on that Olympic treadmill, recumbent bike, rowing machine as well. Started to do a little weights on the 30-minute circuit as well. Not exactly bodybuilding type, but what the heck? Makes you feel good. Mentally feel much better after I work out. We do it at the West Bloomfield location. And they got new equipment at a lot of new locations. New equipment at a lot of the locations. They got 50 locations around here. New cardio in Southfield, Oak Park, Belleville. New strength equipment in Woodhaven, Livonia's 5 Mile location, Commerce, Shelby Township. They have